Little Kansas Kitty, and I welcome you back to my weight loss surgery channel. I had the RNY gastric bypass surgery on June 25th, 2018, so that was a year and 9.5 months ago, approaching that 2-year mark. I started off my high weight at 238 pounds. I'm 5'6", I'm 40 years old now, and I lost 100 pounds. I lost 100 pounds within 9.5 months, and I've been maintaining a healthy BMI since 32 weeks post-op. This is typically the point where I would jump on the scale and show you where I weigh, because I created a range for myself of 138 to 145. And the last time I did a kind of update video, I was up a couple pounds. I gave myself a little grace because I did have butt implant surgery mid-December, and those implants weigh about 2 pounds. That would bring me up to 147 as my high of my range. I am sitting in those high 140s right now, and it's probably quarantine snacking, probably due to that, honestly. So not jumping on the scale because I've been consistently hanging out in the high 140s, but I'm still at healthy BMI, and that's all we really, want and care about is healthy BMI, right? We want to be healthy.
Side note, I still am jumping on the scale every single morning to keep a check because I'm not letting this get out of control. Yes, I'm in the high 140s, but I'm still in a healthy BMI and checking my weight every single day.
So, quarantine, social distancing, COVID-19, the coronavirus, all new terminology that we're all becoming very familiar with. How are you all doing? Are you staying healthy? Are you staying at home? So, what they're saying is that at the end of this, we'll probably all know, unfortunately, someone that has been infected and passed. And so far, in Missouri, we're kind of in a safe spot, I feel like, here in the middle, but it's affecting all of us, all over the country, all over the world. And I do know within my extended circle, 5 people that have been infected with the virus and 2 that have already passed away. The exponential rate of infection is going to be rapid in the next 2 weeks, and they're saying it's doubling, right now every 5 days. And although I am not home 100% of the time, I certainly cannot preach to the stay home work orders that are in place, but all I can do is extend a virtual hug to all of you and just remember that this too shall pass. With that said, let's talk about our community. So, obesity does weaken the immune system, and viruses can survive longer when we are overweight. Some of you had weight loss surgeries on the calendar, which, because they're elective, they've been canceled or postponed. And I'm so sorry, because I know you've jumped through lots of hoops to get through the approval process and get that date set on the calendar. And just wanted to say, hang in there. Massive weight loss and losing weight is going to boost and strengthen your immune system. However, some of you that were fortunate enough to get the surgery right before all of this went down are going to experience weakened immune systems right now, and that's mostly due to the malnutrition in your body, as well as your body just healing from surgery. And so don't give up. Stay the course, stay resilient and determined, and you're just going to emerge stronger out of all of this. I secretly have been enjoying quarantine, and my life hasn't changed that drastically yet. I still get up in the mornings and I go running with my girlfriends. We are trying to keep a semi-social distance while we're running, and at the end of our runs, we, instead of hugging or high-fiving, we are using the soles of our shoes, the bottom of our feet, to give each other high fives. When I enter my car, when I exit my car, I'm always using Clorox wipes and hand sanitizer like crazy. But just maintaining a strong and healthy heart and my friendships in the morning and getting that therapy has really been a big number one right now. My Lincoln Marathon on May 3rd has naturally been canceled, as many of your milestones and celebrations and events have. However, it's not stopping me from getting my exercise and getting my runs in and keeping that mileage up. I ran 20 miles yesterday, did 12 miles today, just maintaining my long distance mileage because I want to be ready to go and to jump into a marathon whenever we get through all of this craziness. I get ready every single day. I shower, I get dressed, I put on my jewelry, I put on my makeup. And even though I'm only going into the office about once a week right now and working pretty much from home, I just feel so much more productive and confident when I'm fully ready for the day. I do have about at least 7 standing meetings during the week that are on video, on camera, and so I just feel much better when I'm put together. I'm going into the office at least once a week, and I'm the only one in a vacant building, and I use Clorox wipes or gloves to open the door handles and also to press any elevator buttons. And I'm a little germophobic anal on that, but shouldn't we all be probably at this time? My son is sleeping till about noon every single day, and he's managing his own time and kind of figuring out his school schedule online and remotely. And my daughter, who's in 3rd grade, she is having her weekly class virtual chats. I mean, this is all just becoming so 2020, right? And she is so disciplined and she's doing amazing with her work, schoolwork, and her curriculum. So it's really helping me kind of continue to focus on work. Meals right now, what am I eating? Breakfasts are easy. I tend to focus on protein and just anything that's going to give me that muscle repair. I've been making my white bean chicken chili over and over, and it's just like, it's so good. I just love it so much, and it really helps when I separate it into lots of containers, and then I've got lunches and dinners to go for days. Do you ever feel bloated in the evenings? Like you feel like you need to go, but you can't? I'm going to give you a tip, okay? So, this is not the healthiest tip, so please take it with a grain of salt and you can totally leave it, but it's liquor. As an RNY gastric bypass patient, we absorb alcohol a lot faster and differently than your normal person. And I'm telling you, if I take a shot of vodka, it hits my little pouch, and I do this from time to time, and everything moves. Like everything moves super fast. It's crazy how it's like a miracle. And within 5 to 10 minutes, I am going to the bathroom. Evenings are my downfall. I burn a lot of calories in the mornings on my run, and so I kind of allow myself those treats in the evenings, and I can tend to go overboard. I don't like chocolate as much as I used to pre-op. I tend to go towards my vodka and my candy. So I have to be careful with a lot of candies, and I've kind of figured out what works and what doesn't work. And so as long as I kind of eat it in moderation and not high quantities, I can get away with having those sugary treats. I tend to like Twizzlers right now. I can eat quite a few of those, honestly, and I'm not gonna dump. Gummy bears, I have to be like something like really high sweet like that. I have to be much more cautious. If I have one too many handfuls, I'm going to dump. And sometimes I can have early dumping syndrome or I can have late dumping syndrome. And the other night I had late dumping syndrome. And so that is when it hits you like 2 hours later and it results in hypoglycemia. And that's basically you get rapid heart rate, you break out in sweats, and even just like you're almost shaking a little bit. Like if you hold your hand out, it starts to shake. And so for me, I was just able to just lay down and go to bed and let it pass. But no bueno. I look at my man friend who lives by himself and cooks for himself all the time, and he's so disciplined. He always has a protein when he's cooking his dinner, such as fish or pork chops or steak or chicken, and then he'll do a side of vegetables. And then sometimes he'll go ahead and add a starch in there, like some rice or some potatoes or, some pasta. but he's so intentional. He sits down and takes a moment to eat away from the TV. And when I'm with him, it totally rubs off. Like, we'll sit down and we'll eat and have a really great meal together. But when I'm by myself, I just like quickly like grab things out of the fridge, easy things that I can either heat up real quickly or even eat cold, and I'll plop down in front of the TV and I'll start binging my Netflix or watch the news, but I'm not intentional. And so the other night I tried his trick. I recently got a new stove with some of my home updates, and it actually has an air fryer built into it, which I hadn't even played with yet. And so I decided to go ahead and experiment with it a little bit. And I made some chicken breast, and it was crusted with like a Parmesan crust, and it was just really healthy. Like, I flattened it down and just, oh, it was juicy and fresh. And I did have some baby potatoes and some tomatoes and some corn on the side, but I sat down with my son, the way we all should be eating our dinners, away from the TV, and that protein really filled me up. And when I went to go watch my shows after, like, it worked. I didn't feel that battle and need to like snack and sit there and eat and graze through the rest of the evening. Butt implants update, they're pretty much part of my body now. I totally forget that they're there, and I don't feel like there's anything foreign in there anymore. You know how they have like different body types? Like, you're either like a pear or a square or round or hourglass, or all of that. Well, my body measurements with tape, my chest is 39.5, my waist is 29.5, and my hips are 41 inches. And so that does put me in the hourglass figure. So I think that's pretty cool. Or body type or whatever. Before, I was definitely more of a pear kind of shape. Quarantine has me jumping on the trampoline and playing outside like a child again with my daughter. So it's been really good. We've been swinging on the swing set, and I tested out a little bit of jumping on the trampoline right onto my booty where my implants are the other day, and I bounced right back up. Also, I had a cold run the other day with one of my BFFs, and she was talking about how her butt was just freezing cold at the end of the run. And you know what? Mine was cold, but it wasn't that bad. So I wonder if the implants actually gave me a little warmth. I know a lot of your plans and milestone celebrations are paused right now due to the coronavirus without a real sense of knowing when to reschedule. We did have to cancel our Mexico trip naturally and postpone it to the fall. My parents had their 50th wedding anniversary celebration today. 50 years, so rare, so unique. And unfortunately, my siblings and I had planned a party for them and had to cancel that as well. We were able to gather as a family, the six of us, and have a nice video anniversary celebration today in honor of them. My 40th birthday came and went last week, and despite it being a quarantine birthday, it was actually pretty amazing. I felt so much love all day. I started off the morning with a 17-mile run where my friend Carol had organized different surprise friends to jump in along the way. She also made me a cookie cake, and she gave me a 40th birthday queen tiara that I got to wear. And later on, I had several coworkers that came by and did a drive-by honk, like happy birthday bust out in song from across the street, and they left like champagne and flowers and cards and things for me. My kids and I celebrated together at home, and we had the cake. And also, my best friend from Michigan, she sent all of these packages of gifts galore, and so got to kind of have fun with my kids opening those and reading their beautiful handmade cards that they made for me. And then we spent the afternoon kind of playing board games. I did have text messages and phone calls and video chats throughout the day. And then that evening, I did get to get some lovin's in with my man friend and have a really nice takeout barbecue dinner. Decade birthdays are emotional because they kind of give you an opportunity to really pause and reflect back. And I did think about the last 40 years of my life and the possibilities of hopefully the next 40 years. Knowing as I enter into the next decade of my life that I am in my healthiest, my strongest, and most confident body is truly the ultimate gift and goal. Keep your hearts healthy, embrace, and take this time to work on you. Look at it as an opportunity to connect with those that really matter. Take care of your bodies so that you can emerge as the best version of yourself.